Hello. In the previous class we studied about the Unit 3, some more topics available there. So from this Unit 3, so why we need UML? What is the importance of UML? Why we need UML? UML is representing the model. UML will be used to representing the model. What is a model? Model is nothing but a reality of the existing system in the real world system. Model is nothing but a blueprint which gives the blueprint of a real world information. Okay. So this is the model. We studied the model and the conceptual model. Conceptual model is nothing but three types. This is also nothing but building blocks. Building blocks of the UML. That is the things, relationships, and also the diagrams. That is the conceptual model. Conceptual model include the building blocks of the UML. Okay. So here, why we model is simplification of reality. Model is nothing but a simplification of the reality. If the real model having some documentation, that document will be simplified manner which shows, that is the model. Blueprints of the system, that is the model. Okay. So your Unit 3 include building blocks, things, relationships, and also the diagrams, and also having some architecture. We studied the architecture. Architecture having some 5 phases, 5 views I think. So architecture is having 5 views, that is process view, implementation view, deployment view, design view. Likewise 5 views are there. Yesterday we discussed 4 kind of views are there. Okay. So in this Unit 3, we studied architecture also. Architecture classes. In previous class I made a video for this classes. Classes is nothing but what is a class? How do we create a class? What is the structure of the class? In unified modeling language, how do we create a class? So class can have 3 parts majorly. First one is the name of the class. Second compartment of the class is the attributes of the class, and the third compartment of the class is operations of the class. So among all 3 compartments, you may include another compartment is also there, that is responsibilities of the class. Okay, so that completely explained in a video. Classes in the early stages I explained, and the relationships, you all well known about the relationships. Many times I explained relationships, dependency relationship, association relationship, aggregation relationship, many relationships are there, realization relationship, all relationships are also, I made a video, you saw. Everyone, again we repeat at the time they will come. Okay. So this is the relationships among, and today we are going to see the class diagram. What is a class diagram? What class diagram contain? And what is the common mechanisms used in the class diagram? And next object diagram. What is object diagram? How do we create object diagram? And what is their mechanisms to creating the object diagram? That is entire our syllabus of 3rd unit. Maybe I think 80% of the syllabus is completed. You know about these topics. These only topics available. Okay. So let me see the next introduction video. Okay. So in the previous class, architecture of the UML we saw. So among those all 5 views, we forgot to explain this kind of view. isn't it? Yes. This view. What is this view? So see overall description of this all views we have to see in a quick way. Use case contain behavior of the particular system. Behavior. So which has some static reviews and dynamic reviews also there. In the previous lesson you listened. So and also design view contain vocabulary. Design view contain the vocabulary of the system and also functionality of the system. Design view contain. So in this implementation view contain as a system assembly. How do we assembling the system? How do we see constructing the system? Okay, we have to see the configuration available in the implementation view. How to implement with the help of different languages. Okay. So the process view we forgot that. Process. What is process view? What is process? In process view only we have to maintain some performance of the system. And scalability and throughput. How much input you give to the system and how it performs to get the result. Whatever the input, based on the input, how it get results. What is the performance, throughput. So what is the scalability? All the information we have to study in the process. Right. Five kind of views available in the structure of a UML. Right. So, which deployment view after completed all the process, deployment view will gives us the system topology, distribution and also delivering that. How do we install that particular system in a software? Okay. So, these kind of views are available in the, especially where structure of a unified modeling language. Right. Let we start our class diagram. Class diagram. What is the class diagram contain? How do we draw the class diagram? What are the major common mechanisms available to develop a class diagram? Right? See, class diagram. In this class diagram, we are going to study terms and conditions, concept of the classes, common modeling techniques of the classes, and also forward engineering, reverse engineering. This must include in any diagram. You can take any diagram, any model in our particular UML. So that has forward engineering and reverse engineering for every diagram. We have to see this kind of this information. Right. See, class diagrams are the most common diagrams found in modeling object-oriented systems. Yes. Class diagrams are implemented not only for visualizing, specifying and documenting the system. So how it uses structural models, but also for constructing executable systems to forward engineering and reverse engineering. You can use with the class diagrams. Class diagrams are important not only for visualizing, specifying and documenting structural nodes, but it also useful to executable systems with the help of forward engineering and also reverse engineering. Okay, so this kind of class diagram is available. Some example for the class diagram. Example. What is this example? Example can have many kind of classes. In this diagram, we are observing many kind of relationships. In this diagram, we are observing some interfaces. In this diagram, we are observing the attributes, operations, names. So all the combination of relationships and the collaborations and the interfaces we simply call the class diagram, which class diagram is representation of structural view of a system. Right. See, this is a class. This is a class. This is the aggregation. Okay, realization. We simply say this is the generalization. Right. This is the name of the class. This compartment is attributes of the class. This compartment is operations of the class. You use interfaces also here, interfaces, and you are also use dependency here. Okay, dependency, and also you use association, and also you use multiplicity among the associations. So likewise, the combination of all the things and the links which we are used to construct a particular class diagram, which represents structural view. Right. Next. So terms and concepts. What terms or concepts are available in the class diagram? A class diagram is a diagram that shows the classes, interfaces, collaborations, and their relationship and their connections. What are classes? What are interfaces? What are collaborations? All those components or the things, combination is called a class diagram, right? Graphically, class diagram is a collection of what it has, some vertices and arcs. Simply say that some things, those things are nothing but a classes, interfaces, collaborations, and their connections are nothing but arcs. Arcs it contains, right? See, a plain association between two classes, revision. Revision is nothing but you well known about the relationships. Again and again I am repeating this. Aggregation. What is aggregation? Whole and part relationship you give. Aggregation. Aggregation is having the symbol, Interface. Interface is nothing but a collection of operations that are used to specify a service to a component of the class. Set of operations. So component. Interface. Interface is having one structure. So like this the interface is having. Interface. Okay. So and also you use multiplicity among the association. Difference between different classes or the collaborations. Association you use. And how many multiplicity will represent. Constraint. It is a type of constraint. Constraint is nothing but a structure that will use in between the square brackets. You use some information for that particular class or the relation. You use constraints, interfaces, multiplicity, different notations we use. So this is the generalization. Generalization where you use in parent-child representation. Inheritance you use dependency. Dependency will be used to depend on one class into another class. Dependency, dotted arrow. This will represent hollow arrowed end. Hollow arrowed end. This is the generalization is nothing but generalization is also like that. Generalization. Graphically, a dependency is rendered as a dashed line. So all about this. This is the actual some structure of classes. Class structure. See, so ATM is one class. Card reader for class. ATM screen another class. Cash dispenser, customer, account. All these are classes. Among these classes we observe some links, arcs. So these are the links. These are the links. Multiplicity or the links. So one-to-one relation between the customer and account. One-to-one relation. Only one customer have only one account. Okay. So one-to-one relationship. On that account, they may have to provide different kind of operation. Account number, account details, account pin verification, cash. All these are operations. You can write as you like. Many operations with as your thinking capability, you can create your own classes and their attributes also you can define. And operations also you can define, right? So likewise we can define different kind of classes. Class diagram commonly contain, I already informed, classes, interfaces, collaborations and the relationships which are available to combine the class diagram. Like all other diagrams, class diagram is also contains the nodes and constraints. I gave constraint will be given in between the square brackets, constraints and nodes. Dog-eared and arrow is there for node representing some node information regarding something. So the dog-eared arrow symbol is there for this. So class diagrams may contain packages, subsystems, both of which are used to group elements. Subsystems or packages are used to grouping the elements. Grouping in the sense, what are the elements? Elements are nothing but interfaces, classes. Again repeat. So all those. Class diagrams are also used to model static design view of a system. Static design view, not dynamic design view. Static design view which represents. This view primarily supports the functional requirements of the system. The service or the system should provide its end user. What kind of end user asked to develop for a particular designers? They already completed information should be viewed in a class diagram. Should be viewed in a class diagram. Okay, so common mechanisms, we have to see common mechanisms in the next class. Okay, thank you.